Let's talk about Trump voter slams president's stupid policy after his wife is detained over $25 bad check. Can somebody pronounce that person's name for me? Spell that shit phonetically. Pochaperon, Niemani. The trailer park is strong in this one. The husband of Irish green card holder in immigrant detention is speaking out against President Donald Trump's immigration agenda after voting for Trump in the last election. This is sad for me to hear. Ooh, Lauren Boebert versus Laura Loomer. That's a good one. That's a good fight. This is sad for me. My Irish people. I always want to think that my Irish people are much better than they are. To be honest with you, I know that they be wildin', and it makes me sad when I find out. Like, if Conor McGregor wins the presidency in Ireland, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this shit's over. I'm just going to say that, like, this is not just an America problem. If Conor McGregor, what is it, prime minister? I think they're prime minister over there. What is the president over there? If he wins, I think we're cooked. I think it's over. Why are my Irish people got to be like this? Stop being like this. It's crazy that this is happening. It's just crazy that this is even allowed in this country. That's the problem. It shouldn't even be thought that this should be okay. Jim Brown told Fox affiliate KMOV, yeah, you think it's crazy? You fucking voted for it, dog. You just didn't think it was going to happen to you. Brown's wife, Donna Hughes Brown, is an Irish citizen who moved to the U.S. when she was 11. The couple married 8 years ago, Brown said. U.S. Customs and Border Protection detained Hughes Brown in July when she landed in Chicago from a family funeral in Ireland. Holy shit. She's coming home from a family funeral. This administration has no bar that is too low. Over a $25 check. The 58-year-old has now been in detention for over 30 days and faces deportation. This guy, guys, if you had to guess, if this guy walked up to you on the street and somebody asked you, who did these people vote for, what would you guess? There's like no way you don't think anybody. There is no way that you don't think that he voted for anybody but Donald Trump. If you picked anybody other than Donald Trump, you're gonna get banned. You're getting banned. What up, fatty? What's going on? Angry Ginger is finally noticing that fascism is on the rise worldwide. Look at Germany and the AfD. Those people should straight up know a Nazi when they see one. Well, isn't that... I'm not going to make the comment that a couple of them have perished. But have you guys seen that? Like 3 or 5 AfD members have died in the last, 2 months or something like that. They are making some shit happen over there. Dude is a thug, fatty. Holy shit. Under federal law, U.S. legal residents may have their green cards revoked and face deportation if they commit certain crimes, including those of moral. I'm going to say this, it's turpitude, but I'm going to say moral turnipitude. Okay? Because I like that better. Moral turnipitude, which courts say refers generally to conduct that shocks the public conscience as being inherently base, vile, or depraved. And I don't know about you guys, but having worked in the retail industry, I do look at people who have bounced checks as being inherently base, vile, or depraved. If you have bounced a check, you are a bad person and you deserve to be deported from the United States of America. That's what you get for voting for Trump. You vote for retardation, you get it. That's the way it is. Court documents reviewed by KMOV revealed that Hughes Brown once wrote a bad check for $25 a decade ago, which she paid back and served probation for. However, according to her husband, the government argued that her offense involves moral turnipitude. She got turned up. She paid it back and served probation. Look, I I make fun of Trump supporters a lot. All right, I do. I mock the shit out of these poor people. This is a nice lady. She bounced a $25 check, and not only did she pay that shit back, but then she served probation for it. This is a nice lady. Like, come on, man. I have people in my family, I'm not gonna lie, that went to jail for stealing people's checkbooks. I'm very white trash. They weren't nice ladies. I love you if you're listening. I'm sorry. This is a nice lady. I think it's nonsense. I think it's a blanket thing to catch everybody to fill beds, Brown said. No shit, Bill. Oh, or Brown. I don't. He looks like a Bill to me. A DHS spokesperson told HuffPost a green card is a privilege, not a right. And under our nation's laws, our government has the authority to revoke a green card if our laws are broken and abused. Oh, fuck. Lawful permanent residents presenting at a U.S. port of entry with certain criminal convictions may be found inadmissible, placed in removal proceedings, and subject to mandatory detention. This shit is like literally Nazi Germany, but dumber. It's like the dumbest version of Nazi Germany. In a GoFundMe launched to offset Hugh Brown's legal fees, an associate described the couple as very strong supporters and helpers of their local community in Missouri, oftentimes involved with multiple volunteer organizations and projects. Nice lady. They are good servers of God, humble people who are always willing to help, and kind friends that share knowledge and wisdoms with anyone in need. You know what, though? You can't trust her with a check, though. Yeah, like, she'll go down to the local Walmart, she'll bounce that shit. Fucking, you can't have those kind of people just walking the streets, all right? Those kind of people walking the streets, you need to get the fucking National Guard down to Missouri when that lady's walking the street. Fucking stopping those checks from being bounced. Brown told the Irish Times on Tuesday that he had speaking to his wife in detention. However, he said that just recently Hughes Brown was moved to an isolation cell. She got moved to solitary. Holy shit. I don't pre-read these things, guys. I learn all this shit with you guys. What did she do? Did she shank another lady in there? Did she, like, form a shank out of, like, a bounce check? Did she, like, wet it with saliva and then let it dry out? Not that I know how to make shanks in prison, guys. Don't judge me, all right? Scraping toothbrushes on the floor and shit, you know what I'm saying? Get you a plastic spoon. Remember, as that man said in that documentary where Chris Rock quotes him for saying that when you are tossing a salad in prison, you are given a decision to make. And you can do it with jelly or syrup. I prefer jelly, okay? For those of you that have never seen that, you should look at that. Because you're probably like, this guy's weird as fuck. I'm just saying, that man later in that documentary said, if you're going to shank somebody, you make sure to shank them 37 times, all right? You don't stop. Because that motherfucker might come back around and get you. That is one of the fucking low-key best documentaries I've ever seen in my life when I was like 19. Anyways, I think that this lady might have shanked somebody. That's why she got moved to solitary. That's the story I'm going with. They tried to feed her hot dogs and chili mac. She probably told them after the 5th time they tried to serve her, I'm not eating that, Brown told the outlet. So they locked her up. I haven't heard from her in 3 days now. It's stupid. You should have just ate the fucking chili mac. How are you going to be too good for chili mac and hot dogs? This is the dumbest fucking timeline. It is the dumbest timeline. Brown told KMOV he reached out to his Republican representatives Eric Schmidt and Josh Hawley, as well as to ICE and the White House, but has not heard back. No shit. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe, also a Republican, sent Brown a letter telling him it was a federal issue. Oh, shit, he said, fuck your wife, bro, I don't have time for this. I want somebody to have the guts and the fortitude to stand up and say, you know what, this is wrong, Brown said. You know who's been doing that, Mr. Brown? You know who's been doing that? Democrats. Well, not actually Democrats. People further to the left of them. So maybe next time. Like, this motherfucker should be voting for Mom Donnie. He should be moving to New York and voting for Mom Donnie. He told Newsweek late last month that he 100% regrets his vote for Trump in the last presidential election. Trump advertised that he was getting criminal illegal immigrants and deporting them, which I don't disagree with, but that's not what he's doing, Brown said. Oh, that is what he's doing. So your wife is a menace? She bounced a $25 check and then she wouldn't eat her chili mac and hot dogs. This woman is obviously a threat to society. Like, when will Trump supporters ever learn? Like, everything they believe is wrong. Is that what it is? That, like, at one point when everything that you believe is wrong and everything that happens goes against what you thought was going to happen, do you just kind of get used to it and just, like, you're like, fuck it, I don't care? Like, is that what it is? Is owning the liberals worth that much? Your wife's in jail now, refusing to eat her chili mac and hot dogs and getting put in solitary confinement because she bounced a $25 check after being here for like 40 years. That's crazy. That is the ultimate fuck around and find out. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and check out that video on the screen now.